Welcome back to Cockadoodle Coo, where we discuss a very real threat to all humans, the chicken apocalypse. I'm your host, Pete Wallace, and I'm here to sound the alarm, raise awareness, and prevent catastrophe.
Episode 31, Tetra-chromatic vision, dead reckoning, and Mike the Headless Chicken.
You think cat's ability to always land on its feet or bat's ability to echolocate is impressive? Or the chameleon's ability to change colors? Remarkable for sure. But humans eat chickens, and lots of them. So today, we're going to discuss abilities chickens have that humans do not, and why that makes them even more of a threat to us. Chickens just do not live by the same rules as humans. Hopefully by now, we've made it clear that there is no moral code among chickens. There is no honor in the henhouse. In addition to their ethical deficiencies, chickens have some significant physiological or biological differences from us most of us may not even be aware of, that just underscore how dangerous they can be. Let's start with their vision. Chickens literally do not see things the way we do. Chickens have tetra-chromatic vision, which means they have a functioning fourth cone in their eyes as compared to humans, which have three. As a result, they can see things most humans cannot, including the ultraviolet portion of the light spectrum. This fourth cone is found in several species of birds, fish, amphibians, reptiles, insects, and some mammals. But again, which creature ends up on our dinner plates most? Chickens. So let's stay focused. Sorry, but pun intended. Many humans can have a fourth cone, though it just doesn't function. Tetra-chromacy does not exist in human males. Reportedly, anywhere from 2 to 12% of female humans could have a functioning fourth cone, but I believe only one case has actually been confirmed. You may ask, what difference would this all make? Well, here's an innocuous example of a dispute caused among creatures with the same visual capabilities. You may remember, a few years back, there was a debate over the color of a dress in a picture online. If we can't agree on a simple photo of a dress, just imagine the difference in perspective with the creature who sees things we do not. And we actually have a really hard time understanding what they are seeing, because we have no concept or description for how much UV is reflected from any substance. Chickens also have much better motion sensing ability than we do. Not as good as hawks, but better than us, because of a structure called a double cone in the retina. So far, advantage chickens. Now, chickens have a visual disability when compared to us. Their night vision is poor. Scientists are not sure, but that might explain why they yell when the sun comes up. Also, on stationary objects, chickens may not have as much acuity as we do. Makes sense, since, as evolutionary cousins to the T-Rex, stay still and they'd have trouble seeing you. I can almost hear it now. Oh, you're making that up, Pete. You're just exaggerating or being overly dramatic, Pete. Well, I wish I was. I've included links in the show notes if you think I'm imagining things. Let's continue. Head tracking capabilities. If you hold a chicken and move its body around up and down or rotate 45 degrees, its head will maintain a stable position, compensating for movement of the lower body. Drop her body and her neck stretches out. Raise her body up and her neck shrinks back down to compensate. Hummingbirds also do this. This gyroscopic stabilization system, sometimes called dead reckoning, helps a chicken make sure she knows which way is up and where potential threats are in relation to her. Obviously, there is a limit. If the chicken's body moves 5 or 10 or 20 feet, the neck will not stretch 5 or 10 or 20 feet and allow the head to stay in place. It better not, or you better run. Tetra-chromatic vision? Advantage chickens. Dead reckoning capability? Advantage chickens. Now, imagine being able to generate a sound so loud it can almost shatter a person's eardrum. But you also have the ability to prevent your own hearing from being damaged at the same time. When roosters open their beaks fully, their external auditory canals completely close off. So basically, roosters have built-in earplugs. As a result, roosters conveniently close their own ears and then yell and scream and annoy everybody else when they feel it's time to get up. Or maybe they're just complaining about their poor night vision. Just hope you're not close enough to lose an eardrum. So, sonic attack capability? Advantage chickens. Or at least roosters. One last story about a chicken who did something humans do not, and that is live without a head. For 18 months. In 1945, Colorado farmer Lloyd Olson tried to behead a chicken to prepare for dinner that night. When I say tried, I mean he removed the head from one of his chickens, named Mike, but Mike stayed alive and lived with no head for 18 months. Was Mike the chicken indestructible? No. Was this a fluke? Yes. Did he run around like a chicken with its head cut off for a year and a half? Yes and no. He was literally a chicken with its head cut off, but Olson missed the central jugular vein entirely in the base of Mike's brain. Also, Mike was left with one ear. Mike was in a homeostatic state, meaning that essential functions of the body still continued to work even without the more complex brain center present. He did actually try to peck and crow, but logically could not. Olson paraded Mike around the country in circus-like fashion, and Mike appeared in both Time and Life magazines, ironically. But Mike's luck finally changed on St. Patrick's Day, 1947, when he passed away. Now, there are some logical but overlooked or unanswered questions from this chapter in history. What did the other chickens think? Did their behavior change after having to live with a headless Mike? Did Mike's durability and resilience inspire them in some way? Does his legend live on in the chicken community? What did they have for dinner that fateful evening? Now, to be fair, without a head, suddenly a chicken would no longer have the visual advantages over humans, or obviously the head tracking capability or sonic attack capability. But living without a head for 18 months should give us pause to wonder what else chickens can do that humans cannot. We'll be back after this break. A listener of the show brought to our attention a question about a so-called chicken church in Indonesia and asked if I'd look into it. Well, we did some research, and let me reassure everyone that no, this is not a church built by chickens or for chickens or even to worship chickens. I'm hopeful at least two of those three things do not exist. Construction began in 1992 in the forest of Indonesia by a Christian man by the name of Daniel Alamsyah, I believe, who was inspired by a dream. He intended for it to be for any and all religions, holding services in the upper floors, while the lower floors provided rehab and juvenile outreach, among other charitable services. He designed the building to be a dove, the universal symbol of peace. However, once they added a crown, some locals started referring to it as the Chicken Church. Kind of sad. I applaud his efforts, but in the interest of peace, it might be best just to remove the crown. Let's be candid here. Chickens do not seek peace or reconciliation. Again, chickens just don't play by the same rules. Tetra-chromatic vision, head tracking, ear-piercing sonic attacks, living with no head. The threat these beasts pose cannot be taken lightly. So please, eat chicken and eggs routinely. Just be sure to finish the job if you're the one retrieving the chicken for dinner. As always, and most important, support local farmers and go to farmers markets whenever you can. Be sure to subscribe to this podcast and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. Tell others to listen in. Until next time, educate yourself. Spread the word. Together, we can prevent the unthinkable.